ago, in Ohuku village, there lived a woman called Erinma. She is married to Mazi Madoka, one of the richest men in Ohuku. They have two children named Emeka and Ikenna. They have a peaceful home, full of peace, happiness, understanding, and tranquility. Mazi Madoka loved his wife Erinma very much. Aside her good qualities and excellent character, erinma is a very beautiful woman. Indeed, she is a beauty to behold. Even after having two children, erinma's body is still intact, to the extent that you will never believe that she have given birth before. She is the envy of all women, as people called her the mirror of beauty, as they admire and sing her praises. People always say that her beauty is not ordinary. Even as a little girl, erinma will fall sick mysteriously, and rashes will appear all through her body. When treatment from several herbalists she was taken to couldn't work, her father decided to take her to a native doctor who confirmed that she had a spiritual husband and came from the water, and that she is the wife of a Maman king. Several rituals was performed to appease the spiritual husband before she got herself. As early as 17 years, suitors are already lined up for erinma, but she accepted to marry Mazi Madoka at 18 years old. But before she got married to him, several rituals was carried out to also appease the spiritual husband again, so that she will allow her to get married and live a peaceful life. 5 years after her marriage to Mazi Madoka, he mysteriously died in his sleep. Erinma wept and mourned her husband, who left her with their two children. That was how she became a widow. Now, as a widow, Erinma chose to dedicate her life to raising her two children. But men immediately began lining up again to marry her. Even her husband's younger brother, Nwafo, who was hell-bent on making erinma his wife, tried everything he could to lure her to marry him. And when erinma refused to accept his proposal, Nwafo started tormenting and frustrating her. He even attempted to claim and snatch her husband's properties as his own in order to make her accept his proposal. One day, as erinma was cooking in her kitchen, one of her neighbors ran into her compound to inform her that her brother-in-law, Nwafo, is harvesting plantains in her late husband's plantain plantation. Erinma immediately left her food behind and ran to the plantation to confront him. On getting there were heated exchange of words between erinma and Nwafo, her brother-in-law, who threatens to beat up erinma. As Nwafo raised his hand up to slap erinma, a huge python from nowhere appeared and bit Nwafo on both of his eyes. Instantly, the python disappeared. Nwafo started shouting for help as he could no longer see with his two eyes. He started calling erinma a witch. Erinma ran to the village to call people to come and help Nwafo, who has already turned blue. Nwafo narrated his ordeal to the people as he called erinma an ogbanje, which means a person who came from the water, or a mame water. Despite all the medicines that was given to Nwafo, none could neutralize the snake poison. As he cries and wriggled in pain, a native doctor was consulted, who disclosed that the python is not an ordinary snake, but a spiritual snake. From the water, Nwafo died that night. The news of Nwafo's mysterious death spread like wildfire throughout the entire village and beyond. Some of the suitors that was coming for her hand in marriage withdrew and ran away for the fear of losing their lives, while some persist and still stand their ground. Among those that stood their ground is Ikemefuna, a tall, handsome young hunter. He have never been married before. He is a very brave and fearless man, and any man likes him too. But she doesn't want to destroy his life as she feared that her spiritual husband will kill him too. So she refused him. But Ikemefula insists and promised to do all the rituals to appease her spiritual husband. Friends and family advised her to marry Ikemefuna, and she agreed. When Ikemefuna told his mother about his intentions to marry erinma, she was shocked and vehemently refused because of the fear of losing her only son. But Ikemefuna persisted and convinced his mother, who later accepted. Several native doctors were consulted on how to appease erinma's spiritual husband. They all told him what to do and also advised him to appease him before marrying erinma. A date was set for the ritual, which is 4 days before their wedding. All the necessary things have been bought and arranged for the ritual. 3 days before the ritual, erinma brought her belongings and her kids into Ikemefuna's house as regards to the preparation that was going on. The next day, as erinma's kids and other children in the compound were chasing lizards with their bow and arrow, Ikemefuna, who was coming outside from his room, was struck by an arrow that was fired by one of erinma's sons, Emeka. He fell down and let out a very loud cry. The arrow penetrated deep into his heart. The arrow had penetrated deep into his heart, and people were surprised at how a small arrow could penetrate his skin. And people were surprised at how a small arrow could penetrate his skin. Mommy, it wasn't meant for him. I didn't mean to shoot him. It was meant for the lizard I saw sitting on the fence. I'm sure, Mommy, I didn't fire at him, cried erinma's son, Emeka. Healers and herbalists were called. The arrow was pulled out. No medicine could substitute his pain as Ikemefuna continued crying out in pain as he continued bleeding. The next morning, Ikemefuna died. His mother was heartbroken as she mourned his only son. Even erinma was left shattered and broken, losing the love of her life. It was again confirmed that it was the spiritual husband that killed Ikemefuna. No man ever neared erinma again as they are scared of losing their life. 2 years later, erinma, now a depressed and heartbroken woman, went to the village river and drowned herself. Her body was never recovered as people believe that she is now with her spiritual husband. The end.